Hey guys, we're going to be talking about Highland today and operating the lighting console out there. And what we're using out at Highland is a Granime 2 on PC wing, and it contains 6 faders, and it also has a few buttons on it. But what we like to do is use our laptop out there, which is touchscreen, to access more faders and buttons. So what you'll see on the first screen we're going to talk about, it's going to be the screen above the actual console, and this is where your sequence information is going to be. And you'll have pre-service clock, you'll have all your songs, your speaking segments of the service, and video as well, and then also VTech cues are going to be in this orange color. 111 through 111.2, that is strictly video, and then at 112 through 113, that is for a live speaker coming up after VTech ends. So your campus pastor will come up and kind of close out the message and everything and go into a fresh start moment. The cues that are going to be in the salmon color, it's mainly for when a campus pastor speaks live at the campus. So there might be a video before the message, like a bumper video, and then it's going to go live to the speaker on stage, and then they'll bring the house down. And sometimes we might go into post-message worship. We rarely do that, but every now and then, maybe once a month, once every other month, we do it. And we'll maybe repeat a song, and you'll use the same effects and everything that you used in previous songs that day. After that, we'll go into a fresh start book live segment, and also maybe offering. Sometimes offering is right for fresh start as well, so you'll kind of stick around in that queue. And then video and closing. Sometimes there's a video after the message, and then we'll go to closing, and then post service right here, and we'll repeat. So this is what that loop does right here. It says 101. It's going to take you back to Q 101 after the whole day is over with, or the service. So going over to the laptop side, we have our kind of command area, and you have these buttons on the physical console as well, but you do have your color picker here, and you do have one macro that's a clear all ×3, which you don't really use often. You could hold this clear button down for a couple of seconds, and it does the exact same thing as that clear 3 button. But mainly on the laptop side, what we want to use is executors 16 through 30 and buttons 116 through 130, and you can bring this up by clicking on it. And this is what you're going to use during worship. You're going to have more of these group masters. That's why they're in that kind of dark orange color. They're group masters, and they strictly control intensity. So you can bring down the intensity, bring up the intensity to create moments. You can bring certain lights down and certain lights up, just so that everything isn't on all at the same time. And then these buttons down here, you have effects and everything. So you have LED chases, you have pan and tilt effects, you have a song transition, which is pretty cool. Let's say if I have my moving lights up, they contain gobo information and color information. And sometimes when you have these up and you're switching between songs, it doesn't look that good because gobos are switching, colors are switching. So what this does is you'll hit go, it will bring down all your moving lights. So that way you're not having to take 4 fingers and move all those at one time. That macro will take care of it for you, and then you're clear to go to the next song. Moving on, this is a frost effect for your 7Rs and for your 330s, and then you have your hazer right here. So pretty simple. I do want to show you what it looks like on the actual console on one of these screens. So good, it's right here. So this row right here, it's actual executor 1 through 6. Your first executor will be the service flow. Second one will be your moving positions for your moving lights. Your 5th fader will be for your tap tempo, and then your 6 will be for your actual front wash override. You'll use this mainly during worship to bring it up and down to create moments and to make it go dark between songs. For buttons 101 through 106, some more chase effects for your moving lights. There's a fill chase, and then there's also a speed master down there as well if you just want to use the button just to click in the tempo. And it's pretty much the same thing as this. So this is what your actual console looks like when you step into the room and you actually open up the console, and this is what it is. So But this is the actual screen right here. You'll see kind of this bar right here for all your presets and all that. We'll get more into that in a little while on a different video, talking more about programming and everything. But before we end this video, I do want to talk about one more thing with this screen. So you do have all these other different views, which you don't really have to worry about. We'll get more into it on the programming side of things. But as an operator, you do need to access this power page right here, or power view, basically. And this is what turns on all the power and turns off all the power at Highland. So at Highland, when you walk in and you turn the board on, you're going to want to go to this view right here, power, and you'll hit HLD power on, and everything will come on in a matter of about 20-30 seconds. It will clear it out, everything. It's a macro that has a sequence of different commands. And then once everything is done resetting, done booting up, you'll hit Highland lamp on, and then everything will be good to go. Usually, well, really the only lights that have the lamp on function is the 7Rs, and we only have 6 out there right now, so that's what this macro does. And then at the end of the day, this Highland power off macro, it's a 5-minute macro, and the reason it's 5 minutes is because we want the lamps to go off. So this macro is actually built into this macro right here. So you'll hit Highland power off, and then the lamps will go off, and it will take 5 minutes for them to shut down, so the fans will cool off the actual lamps for 5 minutes. So if you accidentally turned off the lights before turning the lamp off, it's fine, but mainly we want our lamps to last a long time. So that's why we have that built in as a 5-minute macro. So that's pretty much it for this whole part right here. And we'll get more into these buttons over here later on, but just wanted to show you that real quick, and we'll touch on everything. But that's the start of operating these screens, the console at Highland. We'll move on to more detailed information about each queue and about the pages and all that fun stuff. So stay tuned for the next video.